What's up guys? Today I am playing Farming Simulator in LEGO Worlds. I've never really actually done this before, but I kind of just thought of the idea and I was like, you know what? I was like, Farming Simulator, LEGO Worlds also has farming. I was like, genius. I was like, why not I just go ahead and do this? So anyway, that's what we're going to be doing today, and it looks pretty good right now. I just finished, I didn't build all this stuff behind me right here, but I did actually build the town that we have over here. I built that whole entire town, so we're going to go ahead and check that out in just a little bit. But as for right now, I think we're just going to kind of just start figuring out some stuff here. So, alright, so let's see what we got here. So if we go ahead and look at our map here, we're actually in this little section right here with the blue and where it says player 1 right there. And if we go over here, this is actually where the town is, right here in the dead center middle. So we'll have to go ahead and check that spot out in just a little bit. But I think as for right now, I'm going to go ahead and just walk around this little area right here. Alright, so it looks like we got some good hay bales and stuff here. I love these little crates with the hay bales. That's really neat. I love that. A small barn in here. This holds all of our bales and all that for all the livestock and all that. So I think what we could definitely do is get some really good stuff and equipment for some of our livestock and all that. Maybe even upgrade some, and maybe like a fenced in area or something like that for some cows and all that. Because right now, if you can see, they're kind of just like walking around just like all over the place. But it looks like right now we got some bull calves and then we got some female calves, so it's looking pretty good. And yes, since this is LEGO Worlds, apparently there is some different farmers and people walk around a bit. They're just kind of helping me out some, so there's some chicken coops over here too. But we also do have this really nice cornfield over here. We actually have two of them, and then we also have a little fruit orchard over here. But this isn't looking too bad. It looks like we have one red tractor back here, and then we got this big windmill up here too, and a little bit more stuff growing in here. We got a pig that's trying to eat these apples. Get away. That's pretty much all we got right now. Kind of sundown a bit, so just call it a night. And then in the morning, we're gonna go ahead and start up and start working on our stuffs. And maybe we'll even head down to the town and maybe tomorrow, just a little bit. But I'm just gonna go ahead and get some sleep. Oh wait, I don't even have a house. Hold up, we gotta figure this out a little bit. So I was originally on LEGO Worlds wanting to make a few kind of like farm style houses and all that. For some reason though, I never actually did. So we're just gonna take some ground here and kind of just flatten it out just a little bit. Give us a nice good space, you know, for a nice house and all that. That way we have plenty of space and room for a good little home. So I think that's just what I'm gonna do here too. Give us a good little bit of a yard right here. There we go. And then we just go over to the smoothing tool. This kind of just smooths everything out just a tiny little bit for us. That way not everything is like too taken up and all that, so that'll help us a little bit better. So I'm just going to smooth this out just a tiny little bit more. That way it doesn't look like such some cliffs over here and stuff like that. Alright, and there we go. So now we have this whole ground and area land all cleared out here. And I'm thinking our house, I kind of want to do maybe a little bit of like, here, let me check what kind of houses we got here. So we got some of these medieval houses. Here's all the buildings and stuff. I did save the chicken coops, and I did save the cornfield and all that. As of last time, there is a lot of more stuff on here. I built a CXS diesel train, as well as the rusty version of it, so we got that too. And then there's a couple other things on here that are a little bit newer. We got these cranes and stuff that I found. So this is like my neighborhood sign. I don't know if you guys have seen that before, but we have an orange shipping container, which is actually really cool. We got some parking spaces with barriers, all that semi-trailer. Here's that small barn I got. So obviously I wanted to save everything before we actually do it. Here's a storage unit. That's kind of just like, you know, those big storage units. We got a tank train car, so the little tanker car. We do have a windmill. Yeah, so I'm not really seeing any like great options for a house. I'm thinking what I'm going to do is probably one of these. I love how like it has a really nice like classic style to a house, and I'm not really seeing any other ones like that. Yeah, so I think we'll just do this one right here. Alright, then I just gotta position it how I want. In fact, before I do that, I'm actually gonna clear out some of the stuff in here. Some of it is just kind of like a little bit aggravating with all the extra like waste and all that in this area. So like I said, the game naturally wants to spawn a ton of stuff like animals and tractors and all that. And see, right now even like my chickens are sleeping, but that's right, because we can get some more later. Alright, so I think that is pretty good for my house, and now I'm just going to go ahead and place our house here. We turn off the blend feature, that way it doesn't want to like suck up the ground and all that, and make everything just like a little too much. So I'm going to remove this cow, There we go. Maybe this way? That way it just looks a little bit nicer. Actually, I changed my mind a bit. I actually want to use the flattening tool a little bit and kind of bring more of this land up just a little bit more. And then I'll smooth it out a little bit later. That way we just have a little bit of a nicer like area for our home. Uh-oh. So apparently the game just crashed. So that really stinks. Yeah, I really need to get a PS5 or something like that and just play on there. Well, that really does stink, but it's alright. We'll figure it out. I guess I have to be really careful without like zooming out and all that. Because when you have a world for some reason that has like so much stuff that's all being taken up and all that, you know, for some reason it just really wants to like crash all the time, which really sucks. But see, this is the size of our world. It's literally so small, but it's all right. We'll figure it out. But hey, it's not Farming Simulator 25, so what can I say? You know, I mean, my brother's over here watching Austin Farmer and all that, so that's kind of like where I get my like inspiration from that. So shout out to Austin Farmer. That's kind of just where he's kind of just where I've gotten my inspiration for some of the stuff. But other than that, I think it's pretty fun doing all this stuff. Alright, so I'm going to do a very small circle, and we're going to do a little bit. Actually, who am I kidding doing a circle? That's going to break the game more. So we're not going to do as big. We're just going to take our time, and hopefully that will just like not mess it up. So I'm just going to like really take my time and just kind of be really careful what I'm doing here. Not trying to glitch the game at all. As soon as I start to notice that it's glitching, I want to be very careful to make sure we don't break it anymore. I would love to just be able to hold it, but I don't know what that's going to do, so I'm going to be really risky right now. So then that way we kind of just get a little bit more of like a path kind of thing. Alright, so then I'm going to get my landscaping tool, and we're just going to get the smooth tool here. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. And we're just going to kind of work in these areas a little bit. As you can see, it kind of just smooths everything out really nice. Takes it from those like rugged edges and makes stuff just look a little bit more neat and a little bit more clean, a little bit more natural rather than being like such a clean hard cut. So I really do like how this tool works. If I want, I can hold some spots to be a little bit more. I can also take spots from the other side and bring them in as well. So it's kind of just depending on wherever that yellow bar line is. But other than that, I think it's looking pretty good. So alright, there we go. And then I'm just gonna kind of add like a little bit of like a dirt path, just a little bit. I'm trying to find like which one it would be. I think I'm just gonna do the mud, and then I'm gonna do kind of like the soft brush kind of circle. Actually, we'll do the soft brush square. That one will be a little bit easier to see. There we go. So now we got our nice little mud driveway spot here, and then I'm actually gonna now put the house. So let's go back and find the house. Here is the nice big house, and I really do love how this house looks. I really do like the nice like quality and the style of it and all that. I really do like it. So we're just gonna go ahead and put that there. It is a really nice house for like your, you know, your typical little farmhouse on it. Really nice country house. So I really do like how it turned out. I'm just going to put a couple farm trees here just to kind of like go along with the flow of what my idea was for this place. So, okay, so there happens to be 2 scarecrows that are also helping me out this week. So that's pretty nice. Most of all, when I do these videos, I love just seeing my brother's reaction when he watches it, because I know he loves all things farming and construction, and he loves playing Lego Worlds with me too. So whenever I play by myself or I play Farming Simulator by myself, he loves to criticize me, and I just enjoy laughing at it. So to Bentley, if you're watching this right now, enjoy the video. I love the beautiful like owls that go through the area. They're just so pretty. So yeah, I'd say overall this looks pretty good. Man, just look at the little table and chairs I made. I really do love that with the little patio lights. I love how this thing turned out. This looks pretty good. So we got our little storage unit right here, just like a little extra little shop in there. I might put a little bit of woodworking stuff in there. And then we got the main garage in here. So overall, it didn't turn out too bad. I really do like it. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and go to bed for the night. So I'll see you guys in the morning. Well guys, it is officially morning, so here we are, and I gotta figure out what I want to wear today, so let's just see what I got going on here. Maybe I should wear this. Nah, I'm just kidding, that looks so stupid. Or maybe I should be one of those annoying flies that are always in everybody's face. No, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe this isn't too bad. Nah, I'm messing, I'm not actually gonna wear that. We have a farmer outfit here somewhere. Okay, there it is, right here. Yeah, here we go. And now all we gotta do is just switch it to my face. Yeah. That's actually not that bad. Alright, there we go. I'm just gonna head down here and we're gonna kind of just check out what we got going on today. There is a cow at my door. Oh, you know what? Yep, I'm just gonna take the back door. Yeah, so I really do love the nice eating area and stuff. The nice seating area back here. I really do love it. Turned out really good. Alright guys, so anyway, I'm just gonna head out over to this area right here. We're just gonna kind of like figure out some of the stuff that we need to kind of just do today, and any other jobs or anything that we're gonna get done today. So I'm thinking what we're gonna do is I'm kind of just gonna work on some of the stuff on the farm here. So let's just kind of organize a little bit of stuff in this barn real quick. I think it's actually not that bad. Alright, there we go. I just kind of organized it a little bit, put some stuff in some crates and all that, so that's looking pretty good. If this pig will not get off of my orchard. He's like rolling in the mud, and he's also trying to eat my apples. There's two of them. What in the... Whoa! Oh my goodness. Alright, so apparently we're just riding a pig. Stop. Slow down. Oh my goodness. Okay. Alright, I gotta get back to work here. Alright, so I'm thinking we're just gonna kind of go over here and park some of our equipment back in the barn here. So we just gotta hop in this thing real quick and kind of bring this around over so we can park this in the barn. In fact, I could technically just park it in the stable right here. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Alright, there we go. Now that we got that thing parked in there, I'm just gonna get the tractor in the barn as well. Alright, there we go. Now we got the tractor parked in the barn right there. I'm just gonna add some lights on the outside so that way it's a little bit more just like lit up and all that. That way we can just see a little bit better and just have a little bit more nicer lighting over here. There we go. I think that looks pretty good. Alright, so what's the next thing we gotta do? I kind of want to see what's going on these chicken coops. That's not bad. Okay. Could use a little bit of cleaning in there, but nothing too bad. Nothing much. Who left this gate open? Oh my goodness. Alright, so I think we could get a couple more chickens. I don't think I can just get those here. I think I have to go to the market for that. So I'm going to need a vehicle first to be able to go to the market and all that in town. I think there's a market, but I could be wrong. We might just have to see what can happen and figure it out. But other than that, I'm just going to get a little vehicle here. Alright, so here we go. We got this red pickup right here. So I'm just going to go into town in a little bit. Ooh, that sounds good. Alright, so we're just going to drive into town here and try not to hit all my stuff. Once we get out in the open, things aren't too bad. Well, this thing's got a good lift too. So we kind of just take this little bit of like a path into the town here. And as we kind of just come in here, I'm going to get this spot a little bit more paved to some gravel. That way it's not too like taken up, you know, like that. But anyway, so here we are in the town. Like I said, it is right there. So there isn't really much of a drive that we had to do. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. So now we just gotta kind of figure out where exactly we can get some of our chickens from. So I'm gonna kind of like have to figure that out a little bit. I think it is this place right here, because this is like that camping store as well as almost like a tractor supply kind of thing. So we're just gonna go hop in here real quick and see what they have for us. Alright, so it is a really nice store in here. There isn't really much in here, but they do have some nice coffee, and I didn't get my coffee this morning, so I kind of do want to. Alright, so the guy said that we could just open up this garage here, and I guess we'll just come out this way. It is a really nice little building. Alright, so head back here. I kind of wanted to see what else was in the town here. Oh, dude. Oh, yeah, that's right. You can, like, drive through this building or something. Yeah, that's pretty neat. And we might be able to do that some other time. Train station over here. I kind of built this little area, too, as well. So, some of these flowers, man, they're like potholes, dude. Oh, check it out. There's a CXS train right here. Well, that's pretty awesome. Yeah, we'll have to come back and look at all this stuff later. But, as for right now, I think I'm just going to go ahead and head back home. Here's another little cafe and, like, coffee store right here if we wanted to get some other time. But, other than that, I think head out of here. It is super hard to turn this vehicle. Oh yeah, this is the tractor supply thing I was talking about. Yeah, here we go. Yeah. Oh yeah, so this is the like kind of like a just like a motor business and like farming equipment, all that good stuff. There's the area too where they also do have the exact same tables and all that. So that's where I bought my outdoor furniture and lights and all that actually. So that's what I meant to say. Yeah, but they seem to have some really good mowers and stuff over here. So we'll have to come back later and check those out. But as of right now, I think I'm just going to go ahead and just head back here. Alright, so I'd say everything that we pretty much got today was, man, I'm getting a different vehicle. I just broke my stinking light. How in the world? Well, that really does stink. But, well, what can you do? I don't know. Yeah, that really does stink. Yeah, so I'm just going to have to put that up just a little bit higher. Yeah, so I'm thinking I'm just going to get a different vehicle because that truck is bad. Like, dude, that truck sucks at turning right now. So I'm going to get one of these other kinds of trucks or something like that. Let's see what other vehicles they got here. They actually have some, they're not too bad. Let's go to the full list. So there isn't really much of an option here. There aren't really that many options. But I guess as for right now, we're just gonna have to have the farming truck right now. So let me go talk to this guy real quick. Alright, thanks for letting me know. Okay, so he said he cleaned out the chicken coop, so we are just fine to go ahead and start filling them up with some chickens. Trying to figure everything out. It has been a lot. But we're all good to go ahead and get our chickens. Aw, look how cute it is. Aw. So we got these little baby chickies.
Look at the little pee-pee chickie. Hi, pee-pee. Oh, my.
Start putting our chickens around here. So, aw, look at them. So plenty of chickens that we have for right now. So definitely enough chickens for right now. So work on some other stuff right now and figure some more stuff out. And then we're going to go ahead and just call it a night. So I'm thinking right before I finish off for the night, I'm going to go ahead and just repave this area over here. So that we have a little bit of a better drive to get over to this spot. So I'm just going to do a little bit of just like a nice pave of a path. That way when we go into town, we have a little bit more of a, road. You know. Okay, so I kind of just fixed the road here a little bit. So that when we go back and forth into town, things aren't so like choppy and all that, and then we can just go right back to our place. So I definitely say we got a good bit of work done today. So I'm just gonna go ahead and call it a night, and maybe work on a good little meal and stuff. We do have fresh corn over there, and I did happen to grab some when I was over there. So that's just what I'm gonna do right now, and then I'm gonna call it a night. So I did get some lights and a fan installed in here. That way we can just see a little bit better. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just make a little something here. I did happen to get some of the fresh produce, so I'm just going to go ahead and cook something up with that. I think I'll add some carrots in this one too. And to finish it off, I did make a really nice pie, so call it a night and just head on up to bed. Well, good morning guys. It is nice and bright and early this morning, and just watching the sunrise here is so pretty this morning. I'm going to go ahead and I do have a little bit of work to do in the garage before I start anything else. I did want to get some shelving in here done, and then we're going to go ahead and start our day out here on the farm. Alright, I'd say that it looks pretty good, so I think we're all set now. I also do have the extra storage equipment thing in here. I'm not really sure exactly what I want to do in here, but I think I'm just going to put a couple things in here. We'll probably do some like woodworking, things like that. Just a little bit of some equipment in here. That way it looks all set and ready to go. There we go. So I did happen to add some toolboxes and some of the car working stuff equipment. So we might need that stuff for a little bit later, but just for as of right now, I think we should be good. So I did have to work on some of the turning axle stuff on the truck just a little bit, but it still was giving me a little bit of some issues, so I'm thinking I'm just going to get rid of it today. So I'm going to drive it over to the guy that has that equipment store. We're going to see what he takes for it, and I'm thinking he's probably going to do a pretty good deal since it is kind of used, but it is also fairly new. I only drove it once or twice and just selling it, so drive it out to him and we'll see what he takes for it. Alright, so here we are at the equipment store, and I'm just going to go walk in real fast and see what he says. Kind of just work out a deal with him, whatever he wants. Alright, so I did happen to work out a good deal with him. He said I can just leave it parked out there, and anything else inside the store or outside, whatever interests me, I can just talk to him about it. He does have some good extra spare tires, all that. And he also did say he happens to have another one that has that somewhere parked out here, and if I find it, then it's all mine, and because we did like a trade-in thing. But I think he said it's in this garage right here. All right, so we got an old like hot rod style here. So this is the one from, it's very similar to the Major Steels hot rod here. So we got this really nice hot rod. I think we should just get it out here. I think we're gonna have to tow it out here because it does need a little bit of work, and then we'll figure out what to do after that. He said he's got another truck that he said he can use his personal truck to help me tow it out here. And once we do that, I think we should be pretty good to go. Alright, so we just towed it out right here, and he went back inside to grab me some of the original paperwork actually. But it looks to be in a somewhat pretty good condition. I do see a little bit of one problem over by the old carburetor and all that. And part of the fuel thing, I think there's one of the cords he said needs so a little bit of work done. We should be pretty good to go. We're going to go ahead and just see if we can get it started here and see if we can maybe possibly drive it home. One of the tires does happen to be a little bit flat, but he also did say I can pick out a few of these tires and he'll give me a good deal on them so that we can get some good tires on our hot rod. And I'll take up his offer for it, so we're gonna go ahead and just do that. And once we get that, see what we can do there. All right, guys, check it out. We finally got it going here. We did have to jump start it a couple times and get the jumper cables. He went to put those back now. But it sounds pretty good. It looks pretty good. A little bit of flames coming out of those exhaust. Kind of just a little bit of some oil stuff going on. But we'll have to get that fixed up once we are back there. And the horn sounds so cool in this thing. Yeah, this is the horn on the thing. He said he got installed for a car show. So it sounds so funny. Just listen to it. Oh my goodness, bro. So I think we're just gonna drive it home here. Paperwork for it, so see how this thing goes. We should be able to get it home pretty well. So we did get some of the work done on the tires a bit. They aren't too bad, but I'm gonna see what we can do by getting us home here. So just gonna pull out here a little bit. So we are on the move here just a little bit. We kind of have to pick up the speed a little bit more as we go. I can tell that it kind of wants to stall just a little bit, but other than that, I think it should be pretty good as long as we can just like make it around these turns. Oh yeah. This thing has a great turning radius. I love this thing already. You just hear that super good exhaust and the little horn. Oh, it's so funny. I did want to drive under here. It is really cool. Apparently it's like a shopping mall, and then you can also go through it, which is really neat. So I'm going to pull around here. They do happen to also have a McDonald's, which I got to add to. Oh, his head just fell off. Yeah, there's a couple creepy things out here. Other than that, I think we should be pretty good. We are going to fill it up with gas just a little bit. That way we're all set to go. So he said you have to use unleaded in this thing. He said you can use premium as well, but this is the premium right here. But I think I'm just going to use the regular, the best one for us as of right now. Once we get it all fixed up, we could switch to premium for if we're doing like drag racing and all that. But I think we should be good from there. Alright, so we just filled it up with gas and see if we can make the trek back home. For some reason, the guy at the store happened to still be awake, which is really nice. So he did give us some good pointers on how we can get everything going and make it back home here. So it did take me a while to try to find the path because that town is clustered up and all that just a little bit. But I think we should be good here, just kind of parking it. I think I'm going to park it right around by where we used to have the truck here. So there we go. So I'm going to have to work on that to see what we got here. I might end up actually moving it. Up to the little shop we got in here tomorrow, so work on stuff a little bit better. But other than that, I think we're gonna call it a night. All right, guys, so look at that sunrise. It looks beautiful. All right, so we are gonna end up moving the car up into here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and open this up for now. I'm gonna go ahead and get the hot rod going in here. So he was telling me yesterday that some of the things of the problems on the hot rod were they're not too bad, but there was a couple issues with it. So I'm gonna go take some stuff apart and check it out. Maybe see if we can get it running just a little bit better. Come on. Okay, there you go. So we are just gonna park it in here just a little bit. If it can fit, because these tires are kind of big, he was telling me, but see if maybe it can fit in there just a little bit better. All right, there we go. It took a little while, but get it in there good. So other than that, it should be pretty good in here. So he told me and said one of the headlights likes to flicker sometimes, so we are gonna have to take a look at that. I do happen to have some compressed air and then some of my other tools up here. I do have an extra engine. I think this one is just like a V2 engine. Let me just see some of the parts and stuff I got here. But this is probably what I'll do for most of the day. Lunchtime right about now, so I'm gonna go ahead and just get a little sandwich real quick if I can. I did happen to add a door on the side of the storage unit. That garage is blocked like it is right now, and I can't really get in there. It's a little bit better like that. I did, after eating lunch and putting up that door, that was about an hour ago, so I think now it's getting a little bit closer to probably around dinner time. I'm gonna work on it just a little bit more, and then I think we'll call it a day. Alright, there we go. So the light is not flickering anymore, and I worked on a lot of stuff today on this vehicle, and boy, do I tell you, I learned so many things about hot rods like this, man. That's what we got for right now. The steering axles, all that have been fixed, and the tires, I pumped them up a little bit better. I don't think we're going to need the new tires for right now. They seem to be actually really good. We do live on a dirt path on our farm, so these treaded tires actually seem to be really good. Let's listen to that exhaust. I'm not going to park it in the shop for right now. I think I'm just going to go ahead and park it over by where the front loader is. And then we'll be good for the night, and I'm just gonna go up and head to bed. Alright, well, good morning, guys. I did sleep in a little bit, but other than that, I did sleep really good, so everything seems to be looking pretty good from yesterday. So I'm just gonna check on how our chickens are doing. What? How did they get out of the fence? Dude, what's the big idea? Alright, whatever. I mean, they don't really have much of a place to go. Oh, look, there's a little kitty cat. That's nice. So apparently there's just this cat that I guess it's just a stray, but hey. I mean, I'm not saying it's my pet, but it can live here, so that's nice. Alright, so today we are going to be taking the tractor out. So it broke the light again, as you can see. But this tractor also happens to have some really good treaded tires for our dirt and mud, since we do live on a farm. And I do love the horn, though. That sounds so good. Oh man, this is gonna be fun. Take it over here just a little bit and kind of just go around over by the cornfields a little bit. I'm not harvesting anything for right now, but there is a little bit of work I wanted to do back here, maybe to kind of expand our property just a little bit. Yeah, it does kind of take it out, but yeah. So I'm thinking I have wanted for a long time a little pond area, and if you do look on the map, there does happen to be one over here. And this spot right here was actually going to be one of the original places of me thinking about having my farm. But then I realized that this was a good spot for the town, and I also happened to find already the pre-made barn and fields over here. So I did end up just making my farm at a different section right there instead, so then that way we can have this spot right here. So I'm going to fill this stuff up just a little bit, some water, and we just add the shape that we want. Now what is really cool about when adding a block and it's like happens to be the water, kind of like it falls, same way how water happens to fall is the same way how this also works as well. So, and then I'm hoping maybe I can smooth it out later. I don't know how that would really work, but I'm gonna attempt to do it. I'm gonna try. Now yes, since this is Lego Worlds, we technically did not really need our tractor, but so yes, now I am gonna smooth this area out just a tiny bit and just get stuff looking a little bit more neat. I don't know exactly how this works because I've never done it like this before. I wanted it to be a little bit more smooth, but I don't think it can smooth the water. That's the only issue. We're just gonna kind of fill it in a little bit more. Kind of make it look a little bit more natural, even though I know it's not. But now I got a nice little spot to swim, so that's not bad. You know? Alright, so there we are. We have our nice little pond and a little river right here, so it's a nice little good little getaway section, that tubing your stuff if I want. And then I also was planning on adding kind of like the same thing but over here in the trees, because as you can see I kind of left this spot all cleared out. So I'm actually going to do a little bit the same idea but instead down here. So we're just going to really carefully add some water without accidentally spraying it on the trees. So since this is Lego Worlds, you can actually use tools and all that to help you do everything. So like, see how sometimes, yeah, it messed up a little bit. That's alright. We'll still figure it out. It messed up right there too. Yeah, so we do have to be a little bit careful not to get it on anything that we don't want it on. Then once we got it, it's good. So I do want to make it like swimmable though. So sometimes the paint tool makes it like get uneven, and then you have like these little, almost like little studs. Well, they are studs, but it's like there's little studs and it's almost just like rocks that get in the way, and it really is annoying. So you really got to be careful with that. Hey, that looks pretty good. Now we can swim. I really do love how that all turned out. I really do love the nice little vibe that this little farmhouse has given me. Alright, so then I think the next thing that we're going to do, and I might actually stay up a little bit later tonight. I don't think it really matters because this is Lego Worlds, you know. And besides, I watch all the other guys all the time, and they don't always stay the same night too, so who cares? So we don't have much options for a little boat and all that, but we do have this little boat, so this is kind of fun, you know, just to kind of like swim a little bit. Just kind of swimming in my little river. I can just go back and forth, you know. It's pretty fun. So we do have the option if it's available. I'm not too worried about any bad storms coming and this area getting kind of flooded by any means. It should be fine. Other than that, I think it's pretty fun. So the next part I'm going to add is just a little fun idea that I came up with. I'm going to make it look like there is a little tire swing. Never actually done that before, but it's okay because I'm going to figure it out today. First, what I'm going to do is make it look like almost like a little rope coming down here. Then we're going to go across to the other side. We're going to go this way. So it kind of just looks like a rope, you know. Then I'm going to take it down here. I'm going to go one right here, and right there. I'm going to do one right there. So that way it kind of looks like your rope is kind of like tied in the middle, you know. And then to make it look like we have a tire, actually, let's see. They might actually have a piece that I want to use. I'm not seeing it, so maybe not. I thought maybe they would. Oh well, it's alright, we can do this one. We do want it to be even, you know, because a rope is always on a tire even. I am just going to do it like this, and we're just going to put this in the middle, and then we're just going to do this on top. Get 1x3, there we go. And then a few more finishing touches. When I make like the wheels for a camper, this is basically just the same way. It's literally the same stuff, but instead we're just doing it a little bit different. Now, as you can see, I just did something that looks uneven. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back. And that way now, we had this kind of like a, right here. That way now we have like one piece, and then a 1x1, and then another one piece. And then we're going to go back here, go down, rotate it. So it's just super simple to make stuff like this. It really is. You really don't have to try too hard when you're doing this, I guess. Like, I'm literally just like coming up with ideas, you know. Like, as you can see, I thought I was gonna need that and I didn't, so now I'm gonna go back and make it all flat, and that's not too bad. That's really not that bad. I would definitely say that looks like a tire. Now if I want, and I think it looks a little bit not so great, I might actually remove this and I might just have it like that, you know. That looks a little bit more like a tire, you know what I'm saying? And if I want, I might actually go back and redo what I just said. Here we go. That looks like a tire too. But hey, that's actually not that bad. I mean, check it out. That's a legit, that is a tire. It looks like a old tire on a swing. So yeah, I really do enjoy it. Now, obviously, it can't swing or anything like that. But what I am going to do is I'm going to save it so that I can put it in other trees in other worlds. So we're going to take this here. And you can actually build the same exact stuff. I didn't really mean to actually make this like a building video, but hey, it's fun, you know? So I'm just going to cut it down to right there, and then we're going to zoom in really close, and then we're going to say, we're going to do tires. It's so weird, a tire swing. What kind of kid wants to sit in a tire and swing? I don't know what it is. And the thing is, though, is they're usually somewhat heavy, or they've been carved out. When they're carved out, the edges are kind of like sharp feeling. And if they're not, then an old tire, and when you swing on it, it kind of, if it's not on there right and it kind of slippery, the thing like hits you in the face. If you accidentally fall off, it's going to boing and don't. So it's only the really good ones, or if you get like one of those inflatable ones that are a little bit tougher, those are really cool too. So I really do love how this is all looking. I'm going to make it daytime and kind of just skip the night. I know that sounds like cheating, but it's actually not. And I just wanted to take some nice photos, you know. I love how this property looks. I love it. It's super really nice property. I really love making stuff like this. I may add some more really beautiful stuff later, but for now I think that looks really good. So I do need to put our light back on here. I don't know why it keeps falling off. I somehow hit it. Somehow we're hitting it. This is a little bit older windmill. It's not too bad. There's a little bit more rustier metal up here. Yeah, I could use a little bit of some grease, maybe some WD-40, but sounds pretty good. Looking pretty good. I did want to add a couple more things, just like our windmill here. Over by where we have the water now, since that is now kind of somewhat flowing water, I did want to give it a little bit more of like some ways that we can get some power stuff going on. So let's see what we got here. Okay, here we go right here. So this is actually a windmill pump, and it's actually meant to pump up and down. It's its whole purpose. And as you can see, there's like one of those small little like water pumps right there. So the wind actually blows it, and you can actually pump the water. It's really cool. I really do want to try it. So I'm just gonna put one right there, and then that way we can get some fresh water. So yeah, right here is like one of those little water pumps that you like kind of crank it. So that's what that is right there. And then also we have a engine hoist. Ooh, I do need to put that right by the shop. That is really cool. That actually holds a spare engine. That is actually really cool. It holds a spare engine. So we definitely are, there's a lot of good little tools in here. Okay, yeah, so we are gonna need a little bit more of that. We do have a trough. That is really nice. That is a good little tool. Our animals can drink from the fresh water right here. That's really good. I like that. Don't you just love the sound of like a machine working? So I think that's all we're gonna do for right now. And you know, we don't have any fish in here. Oh, the cow's going for a swim. Yeah, so we don't have any sort of fish or anything. So here's a butterfly. I literally just recently found out that there were butterflies again. I think I'd seen it before and I forgot about it. So yeah, that was pretty crazy. Yeah, I forgot about it completely. Because literally you'll be flying around in the sky and you see a butterfly. You're like, wait, what? There's a couple other things too. Here's more farmyard animals actually. We have a couple different kind of horses and all that. No brown pony. I think I do want to get some horses for sure. There are snakes. We do not want snakes anywhere near us or our animals. That is so weird, dude, that like so many animals and like there could be like snakes in that area and I guess somehow do they just not get bit? I don't know. Yeah. Oh, here's all of our water stuff. Oh, okay. He's gone now. Should we add a crocodile in our water? Ooh, doo-doo. No, he'd probably like kill everything. Yeah. A big shark. Oh, that is a big shark. Okay. A glowing octopus. Oh, jeez. Yeah, we don't need that. Even the red octopus is like, woo. Yeah, we don't need that. Okay, it said water, and yet there's no fish, bro. Are you serious right now? Where's all the fish? Apparently, you can't actually put the fish. So I guess what you have to do is you have to go to, and then you can put one of the fish here. So I'm thinking I want to have some. Definitely have some silverfish. It says you can throw it. No, throw it. How do I put fish? Okay, I've seen the fish before because I picked them up somewhere. But how do you? I want to put fish in the water. In the water. I want to see, like, can you actually put fish in the water? I know you can pick up the fish, but can you put them in the water? Okay, that is so cool. I didn't even know, but when you press Y in the water, you actually do like a twirl. It's like a dodge. That's cool. I guess that's all you can do with the fish. Oh, like I pull out the fish, like, yes, look at me. I have a fish. Like, okay. I do also happen to have a rifle, just in case. You know, we need to shoot some targets, like over here, you know. I did want to add a little bit more stuff because I just love being creative, dude. I mean, like, I will literally add stuff all day and I don't get bored, okay? For instance, we have our nice barn, right? But it's just a small barn, so, like, why not we just upgrade, you know? So, like, as you guys are watching for the last couple more minutes of this video, I'm just gonna upgrade my farm and make it really nice, you know? It's gonna be good. Alright, so let's go to barns. Should we add an old barn or should we add a new barn? I feel like having an old barn would be pretty cool because it just shows like, oh look, we have a barn versus if we would have gotten a different one. I don't know. I see what I want to do. I really do want to upgrade the barn a little bit. Or so yeah, we could do some upgrades a little bit. Whoever said we can. There we go. And then now we'll just put a barn. So there is the old barn, but I would love a really nice barn house. You know what I'm saying? Just get like a really nice one right here. Why is there corn growing all the way over here? Little barn house here. And I'm just gonna put it right there. And there it is. And whoever said we can't put a second one, just put a second one right there, right next to it. We could do like the old barn, like is down over here, you know? So, yeah, we should do like the old barn is over there. There's something authentic about just like a barn like this. It's just like so cool. It's like you see in those country music videos. We do also have a woodshed, so I'd really do like this. And I think we could also use it as like a smoker, which is pretty cool. So we'll have to do that. What else do we got here? We could do like an orange crate down here, you know? It's just like a shipping container, that's all it is. I also love sometimes just adding random stuff to kind of like expand more stuff in the area. Just because it gives like the idea that there's like old stuff or like a junkyard and it's like not used anymore or something like that. Like that's just really cool, you know? Some stuff like that is just really neat. So we got a little stable. That looks so bad. Yeah, so that's probably not going to work as well as I thought. So yeah, we'll put it over here. Oh, there's a horse. Cool. So I don't know what else I want to add. I think I'll add like one more barn, but it's like down here. You know? Oh, geez, dude. An airplane. Sweet. Hold up. Is that what I want? Dude, hold up. Like, y'all, should I actually make an airport? Should I make a farm airport? I think that sounds like a good idea. I need something cool. A little airport would be pretty fun. Pretty nice, right? It's literally just a farm airport. Like, I'll literally just have a barn, a tower. It is going to be a lot, though. It would definitely cost a lot of money. So that's why I'm trying to figure this out. I'm trying to really think here how much we want to be spending here. But I don't know. I'll at least clear out the land for right now. You know, it's not a bad start. We are going to need a good bit of space for runway, that's for sure. And then we just add a barn or something. Or what should we do, actually? Do we want a barn, or should we build like a big hangar? I don't know. A hangar sounds pretty cool, too. But I don't know. I'll make a small one. First, I'll do a barn, and then I'll make a small one. Oh, yeah. So it won't let you add anything any farther. Okay, so I'll just do it this way, and then I'll carve out a spot right there, too. I think it's looking pretty good. We can go on here, you know? We got a good little spot. A good little stuff. Yeah, you know what? Why not I just like combine the two? Yeah, sounds like a good idea. Combine the two barns to make one big one. It's not a bad idea, right? And then all we gotta do after that is just clear out all this hay, because hey, we don't want it, you know? Something tells me I don't think Bentley's gonna watch this whole video. He's probably gonna get bored. So if you have made it this far, congratulations, because I'm sorry for taking so long. But hey, I like doing fun stuff like this. It's pretty fun. Now I see why Bentley enjoys it. Now I'm also playing the Lego World, so I mean, duh, of course I love it. But, I don't know. It's kind of nice. Alright, so here we go. We have our big barn here. We can actually climb up the ladder here, and we could cut across there. We got some old milk things up here, you know. It's just little stuff like that. So we got our nice little barns here for our airplanes and all that. I was going to build a hangar, but I was like, you know what? This is actually pretty nice. So I just like this idea better. And I'll go make this a little bit bigger. Yeah, so we are technically going to split right dab in the middle of this thing. So it's kind of, you know, let's go bigger. All right, so now we're going to get the road and all that for our runway here. And, okay, so they do have a couple different options. So that one, and then they do have, this one looks a little bit more like a runway, but it's not grass, though. So, you know, obviously, we have a dirt one. The dirt is kind of cool, too. We'll do the dirt runway, y'all. There you go. Looks pretty good. You gotta clear the runway, that's for sure. Get all this stuff off. Can't have cows. No. Now here is the thing. I don't need any NPC or anything going and taking my airplane and then flying it, okay? Like, we don't need that. Alright, so let's go ahead and get the lights for the runway. But then we'll do green down here. There you go. So now we know which way we're supposed to go. Oh my goodness cow. Move. Move. Alright, so now there's only one thing left to do, is to try it out. So let's go over to our air vehicles here. Alright, so what kind of airplane should we get? Like, these go biplane. And then they do have the nicer ones. These are more like a small plane or like a farm plane. And then obviously you got your super huge ones, you know, but we definitely don't need that. Ghost plane, yeah, no. Then they have that one, and then they have the stunt plane is a good mix between the biplane and the small plane. And then obviously you got your typical helicopters and all that. But I think what we'll do is just this one for now. This is a good little one. So suit up for this. There we go. And here we are. All right, and here we go. This is one of those like older World War II ones, you know. So let's go ahead and just give it a try. Okay, I gotta clear a little bit of space here. Yeah, so one thing that is kind of weird is the steering for up and down is not inverted. So I wonder if there is a setting. Invert rotational vehicle up and down. I think that's it. There it is. Yes. Okay. So now we can actually go up and down. That is pretty cool. Okay. And then also this thing obviously has guns on the front, so we can just like. Can technically shoot them down here, so let's see what we can do with that. I'm gonna go ahead and get some more air real quick. We're just gonna kind of aim for the ground here. Yeah, so it does make a little bit of damage. Oh, and the animals are following me. Go, go. Oh no, I'm gonna go back and get them. Why am I shooting animals? I don't know. It's Lego. Oh boy. We're gonna go really high, and then we're gonna. Oh, so we're gonna go really high. Oh no! No! Okay, so I did lose a plane, and there are pieces of it everywhere. Alright, dude, I gotta run. Uh-oh. I'm being chased to death by these animals, so I gotta roll, literally. Dude, help me, help me, help me. Sir, I'm being chased. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I really wanted to see how this would go, and I really do enjoy how it went, and I love my nice property and all that. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.